Trying to explain who I am has always been complicated because I do not fit in a box. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? I am Shay. I'm Shay. Welcome to the newest video. Today I wanted to do an about me video. It's probably not going to be that long. What can I talk about that's about me? Let's see. Hello. If you didn't know, you finna know. My name is Akila. Yes, like Akila and the bee. I can't spell. But I go by Shay. It is an amalgamation of my first. It's an amalgamation of my first name and my middle name. So they're put together, interchanged a little bit. It's the full name is Ashe, but I go by Shay. It makes it easier. One sentence that captures my personality is crazy because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Something unexpected about me. I am a gamer that some people don't know, but I'm also a nerd. I love reading. I love books. I have a library that I might show you guys when I get the chance. And I love technology. I'm surrounded by technology. I have multiple phones. I have multiple gaming systems, TVs, laptops, just technological devices that I like to use. Some of them are just spread throughout my house that I like to use. Unexpected though, I love not only anime, but I love a good story. I study story writing half my life. I study video game design as well. So storytelling is at my heart, is at my core. It's at my core, y'all. Why I'm making this video now? I just realized a lot of people don't know a lot about me. And then sometimes they make assumptions or whatever, which is cool. Make all the assumptions that you like, but I still wanted to make this video to get some stuff clear. Now, what I should have done was taking a Q&A to see what kind of things you guys want to know about me, but you can just leave those in the comments below and I'm gonna answer them anyway. Trying to explain who I am has always been complicated because I do not fit in a box. I was born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. Woo, STL, show me state. My childhood before my mother passed away was I say decent. You know, she was a single mother trying to keep a roof over me and my sister's head. My father had a lot of children that I still don't know to this day, but I didn't get to know until I was older anyway. My family background, we are mostly from Mississippi and Arkansas, and we migrated up to St. Louis for better opportunity. And, to get ahead, just like anybody else that wanted to move to a big city after slavery, after antebellum, and all of those good things. So, if you know the state of Mississippi right now, you will understand why we left. Just gonna leave that there. We got a lot of alleged Cherokee in our blood, but I've done my ancestry as well, and I'm gonna save that for a different experiences that shaped me early. I got my IQ tested at I think age 8, so I was put into the gifted school programs. That changed me. That really taught me how to not only be a student, but how to be a teacher and how to be a leader. Even though I got bullied the whole time I was there. Hey, pressure creates diamonds, people. What I was like as a kid, I was a tomboy. I loved being outside, playing in the grass, in the dirt, getting scraped up, getting muddy. I was a tomboy. I don't know what else to say. I loved being outside. Being outside and me, we was like this. Like even when I met my first best friend, we used to go outside all the time. We would ride bikes together. We would go to parks, just find random parks around. I mean, we lived by Forest Park, so Forest Park was the one of the best places that I could go. I was such a tomboy. We liked roller skating, skateboarding, riding bikes. Like if I had a four-wheeler, I would ride that. Like I loved doing stuff like that as a kid. And then I got a little sister, and then my mom wanted me to be a little bit more girly, but still wasn't working. Things I was naturally interested in outside of being a tomboy and all the things that came with that. Naturally interested in school, naturally interested in learning. My mom was a teacher, so she would bring home material for me to read or write or do whatever with. And I took it and ran from there, if I'm being honest with you. The only thing I disliked about school was the fact that I was bullied every day. I didn't make a lot of friends at all until like late high school, early college, if it was even in high school for real. But I don't know, like I really like the structure of school. I like the fact that I had different teachers for different subjects that I could talk about different things with all the time. I was a teacher's pet. Sure was. Love my teachers. I still text them to this day if I have the chance. Shout out to y'all. Subjects I naturally gravitated towards math and science and writing. Um, Gym was not really my favorite. I didn't like working out. I still don't like really working out to this day. But anything that involves critical thinking, your girl was in it. I was a part of the National Honor Society, the National Junior Honor Society first. Um, I was a part of the Nationals French Honors Club, if I'm saying that right. I was part of that too. uh, I just strived. Like I would strive to do whatever I could because school to me it wasn't hard. It was just doing a whole bunch of tasks, which is probably where the ADHD comes in. Hey, we don't know. So my college experience was a little different. You know, in high school, I said I didn't really make a lot of friends. I was in marching band. I did participate a lot. I was in basketball. I was a baseball manager. I was doing a lot in high school, but college is where I really started to thrive. Like I first majored in physics engineering. I know, sounds hard. It was. I switched over to computer science, but I was also involved in clubs like physics club, math club, computer science club. Um, I was also in things like student activities council. I was in a black club. I forgot the name of it. Oof. Ooh, please don't come for me. But I was in many clubs, many different activities. I volunteered my time. I volunteered probably like 30, at least 30 hours a month to doing something outside of myself and outside of school, outside of work, by the way, because I worked 3, 4 jobs on campus and off campus. And I did DoorDash. So your girl was just overall busy in college, but I love the experience. I got to meet so many different wonderful people. I got to go to so many different places. The first time I hopped on a plane was because I got accepted into this program for Grace Hopper, where they have computer science conventions every year. So that was fun. That was my first time in Texas and all of that other stuff. But my college experience was very extensive. Like I rarely ever sat down and had time to myself. I was always doing something. Oh, I was also a tutor. I was also a tutor. I was also a tour guide. I would show people around campus. Like, I wish that I could show y'all some of the stuff that's hanging on my walls. I can't take them down though, because I didn't glue them up there. But yeah, your girl was the person on campus. Like, if you saw me, you knew something was gonna happen, type shit. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. Um, my interests haven't really changed over time. I was still very interested in technology and community. I'm still very interested in those things. I have been uh, deep diving into creativity. Um, Hence why I'm on YouTube because I'm trying to pull out a different side of myself. I definitely didn't really do a lot of public speaking outside of my jobs and stuff. I was very introverted, but this is helping me become a little bit more extroverted. Things I've taught myself outside of school is basically everything since COVID. I already knew how to code and network, but I taught myself a little bit more about graphic designing. I taught myself more about nature, herbalism, animals really, because I get to be around a lot more animals than I normally was. Um, I've taught myself how to maintain not just myself, but how to do other things for me, for other people, to know how to explain it. It's like learning life, but learning life at a double rate because I don't have parents and I don't have a lot of family to teach me a lot of stuff. And when they do claim that they're teaching me something, it's after I already learned it. So I do a lot of things. Like I said before, I'm very introverted, or I'm in the middle. I forgot the term. There's a new term for people who are in the middle, but I don't know. I'm a very kind soul. I'm not going to just come out here and talk about you or make you feel bad or anything like that. I don't do disrespect. So we can start there. That's what I don't do. I don't do any form of disrespect. If you think you're gonna disrespect me, then you better be prepared for what you're gonna receive back. Disclaimer. Sometimes that gets me in trouble. My mouth gets me in trouble sometimes. 'Cause I don't hold back. I'm very blunt and I'm very honest. I don't like lying. I don't think it's necessary to lie in certain instances. So I'm always gonna tell the truth. I'm always gonna tell the truth, whether that hurts your feelings or not. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Very not sorry. How do I think differently from people around me? I think. I use my brain. I go through processes of elimination. I go through the good and the bad of everything. It may not sound much different, but promise you, most people aren't doing that anymore. They're leaving their critical thinking skills to AI or the internet. Hmm. Sure are. And values that I refuse to compromise on. Like I said, I don't do disrespect. I won't be disrespected. And if you will do disrespect me, especially if you think it's fun, I will leave. I'm a leaver. I block. I make sure I get out the jam. I'm not staying around people no more that don't serve me well. What? One thing that has been going on since college is my spirituality has deepened, and I believe in myself more than I believe in anybody else. You will not come around here thinking that you finna put me down, that you finna change my mind about something, that you finna put me on a different path. If I'm not already going towards that way, you can't convince me, baby. It just is what it is. But that's what I love about my personality. I'm unwavering. I'm very bubbly. I'm a very light person. I don't like negative things. I don't like being in a downward spiral. But one thing I'm not gonna falter on is how much I love myself because it took me a long time to gain this confidence back. It took me a very long time. And most people think that it's, I don't know, easy to feel a way about yourself, but it's not. It's not. You gotta build yourself up to that. And I love that about me. You can't fuck with me. Okay. But I also love the fact that I'll try new things. I give everything a chance once, and if it doesn't fit me for that chance, then I won't try it again. I also love that I'm a collector. So stuff like this, these crystals, love them. I love my crystals. I love my waist beads. I love all the technology that I've acquired. I love my tarot cards. I love my video games. I love everything about me that encapsulates. Is that the word I'm looking for? Encapsulates me. Me. And my spirituality has me unmoved. I am not a religious person anymore. I was raised Baptist. I don't believe in the practice as much as other people do, because they are hypocrites. Let's just say that. And yeah, why do I have so many hobbies, aka my interests? I will tell you what they are. As you know, I'm a content creator, so that involves doing a lot of things. That makes making content, editing, photography, hair, beauty, herbs, spirituality, entrepreneurship, learning about computers more than I knew before, psychology. I love understanding people, science and technology, and gaming. Those are my interests. So I guess we can talk about the different types of jobs I've had. I've worked almost everywhere. I've worked in retail. I've worked in food service. I've worked in and off campus, so in university life, and I've worked off campus doing things that aren't university, but different types of jobs I've had. So I've worked in, oh God, it's so hard to describe it. So customer service, I've done my very first job was in Sonic, and then I worked at the Edward Jones Dome as a cashier. Then I've had so many cashier jobs, I can't even name all of them. Burlington Coat Factory, Bed Bath& and Beyond, so many, JC Penney's. And I'm stuck in a college realm, but I've worked so many customer service jobs. I've worked so many kitchen jobs where I've cooked people food. Um, I've done so many odds and ends where I've babysitted, where I've dog sitted, cat sitted. I've had many different jobs. I have culinary experience, even though I didn't go to culinary school. Um, I picked up a lot of skills that involve self-preservation. Working in working in dietary, I learned about diets, which was ironic because I learned about these diets years before my gallbladder surgery, and I just started implementing them afterwards. But a lot of entrepreneurship experience. I have two LLCs that I try to work full time, even though I take breaks from them every so often. It just gets a little bit overwhelming. One, I make lotions and oils and kind of like herbal recipes for people, and then the other is mostly like cleaning, janitorial services, stuff like that. Um, Always interested in technology and software. I literally will try any piece of software or technology that I come across, which is an app, a website, or whatever. Telegram is one of my favorites. I use that as a back end. Um, I love gaming, so I love EA games, which includes The Sims 4. I love GTA 5. I love Watch Dogs. I love Assassin's Creed. I love Metal Gear Solid. So I've explored multiple career paths mainly because first college was college, so having a part-time job was mandatory, especially if you were supporting yourself. But when COVID happened and I had to now find a career path that I was being knocked out of the career path that I trained myself for, I decided I was just going to job hop until I found something that actually piques my interest because I, it's not that I was barred from doing technology in the way that I wanted to. It's just that society is no longer set up in the same ways as it was when I was building my career. So I kind of had to take a sharp turn from that and just go with the flow for a while. Right now, though, I am finding my niche. I am. Traditional career advice was wrong, period, for me because I have ADHD and that shit does not help me stay focused. It does not help with trying to stay in one place doing the same thing for 50 fucking years, not doing it. So my career path is it's not really one path. It's multiple paths, and I have to be able to decide when to jump from path to path in my everyday life. So I'm ultimately trying to build a new type of career for myself that doesn't have to do with anything that I necessarily was trained to do. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. But to become an entrepreneur, I wanted my own businesses because I was tired of my paychecks being held or being dictated by other people. Like I said, I have two LLCs. My first business idea, Shay's Magic, is always going to be in my heart. Is where I learned about spirituality. Is where I learned about herbalism. Is where I learned how to be aware of myself and my mental health. It's where I learned to help other people do all of those same things that I just did for myself. Um, so I've been experimenting with not only making oils and lotions and shampoos and stuff, but I've been experimenting with helping people become the best versions of themselves. I also started a motivational channel. I'll post it right here. This is usually where I get my inspiration from. Just haven't been consistent. So lessons while trying to make money independently is to be consistent, because you never know when your idea is going to take off, and you never know when somebody else is going to have a similar idea that's going to take off before you because they were consistent. So that's my biggest piece of advice right there. Entrepreneurship means to me beyond being my own boss, it means freedom, financial freedom. It means that you are taking on life as your own. You're not letting other people become your dictator, you know? You are actually living your own life. That's the best part about entrepreneurship to me is that you make the decisions, which can be scary. It can be scary, but hey, you know what's scary to me? Being stagnant, peaking and having nowhere else to go. That's being scary to me. So, as we get to the last couple of sections, I just wanted to let everybody know I am extremely grateful for you tuning into my YouTube channel. I know that I'm very unconventional and I could be all over the place in some of my videos, but that's the journey, and I'm glad that you are joining me on the journey. Thank you so much. I will say that some things that had set me back was one was my gallbladder surgery, and two was COVID. Not the whole 2 to 3 years of COVID. When I actually caught COVID, that set me back because I ended up being evicted out of my apartment because of that. Yeah. Ha 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 ha. Health experiences haven't been that fun. I actually have a whole other video about my gallbladder removal process I want to show you later, so make sure you go check that out too. But I did a lot of starting over during COVID. I just constantly feel the need to reinvent myself if something's not working. It's not really much to explain. So I'm still working on myself, obviously. 'Cause that's a never ending project. But some things that I am working on are as follows. Okay. Discipline, consistency, career relationships, breaking old habits, and figure out the kind of life that I actually want. Some random facts about me so we can end the video. Favorite music. I love all types of music, but I really, really, really love R&B, hip hop, alternative, um, neo soul. Those are my top four right there. Country and rap are right behind that. Weird habits. I don't know. I like to stay in bed as long as I can in the morning. If I'm allowed to sleep in and I got time to sleep in, I will sleep in. This is not a joke. I will not answer phone calls because I'm sleeping in. Pet peeves. I hate liars. I hate liars. If you can't be honest around me and tell the truth, we ain't going far. That's just what it is, and I can tell when you're lying. Dream places to live. I say I want to live in Paris one day. I want to live in my native country for a little bit, but I also want to live in Japan. So it's a few different places. My current obsession, I don't know if I have one, is my job. My current obsession is my job because I want to get as best as I can at my job without it having to be, an actual chore. I want it to be second nature. Something people always assume about me that they get wrong. They think I'm stuck up. They think I just know everything. I'm not a know-it-all. I'm not a know-it-all. I just like to do research. If that offends you, girl, I don't know. I don't know. But the season in my life that I'm currently in right now is called change. It's called transformation. I am transforming into who I am going to be for the rest of my life. And that's usually what happens in your mid to late 20s anyway. Oh, man, there's so many things I'm trying to learn and trying to build, but mostly have to do around finances, long-term investments. I want to be wealthy. I'm not trying to just be rich. I want to be wealthy and pass something on to children if I have them, because I don't have any. I don't have any. Um, why I decided to put myself online is I feel like I'm a cool person, and when people meet me, they feel that I have something to share, something to give, something. So I always want to express myself in a way that's going to get something out of me that can help somebody. I can't really I don't really have a list of topics that I'm going to talk about on this channel because they're ever changing, but they do and will revolve around sensuality and why it's important to love yourself. So stay tuned for those. You should expect more videos. I want to have a schedule of posting at least 3 videos a week, so expect that. And I probably won't fit into one niche. I won't be in one niche. So if there's one video you don't particularly like, you don't have to watch it. Just come back for the next one. And if you dislike it, always tell me why you dislike it. Yeah, always do that. And what kind of community I want to build. I want to build a strong, never waving community of people who know how to go get what they want, the go getters. That's what I want. I want a community of go getters. So, who am I? I'm Shay. Who am I becoming? A better version of me. What does this channel represent? It represents why it's important to love yourself and the journey that you're going to go through to love yourself and what it looks like. Thank you for coming along on my journey. And I don't have everything figured out, and that's kind of the point. So this channel is about documenting everything that happens while I figure it out. I always would really appreciate your support. Do the favors for like, comment, share, subscribe. You can dislike, you can comment why you disliked it. Doesn't even matter. But I'm so, so, so grateful you joined me for today in this video, and I hope to see you through the next one. Remember, send me your questions so I can make a follow-up video.